Have you ever heard such an absurd statement that upon further inspection, it kind of actually starts to make a little bit of sense? Things like stars in the sky are dead suns, snakes detect earthquakes a week in advance, and the Earth is shaped more like an oblong rotisserie chicken than a perfect sphere. One of those is not true, but you can tell me your absurd Yu-Gi-Oh fact. Let's begin. Fallen of Albaz is just sphere mode for dragons. Surely our MST stops imperm from negating the column. Jokes aside, there's a good reason for why MST works in this context. What actually happens here is that because of the removal of the continuous spell effect, MST causes the card to fizzle. Now when a card fizzles... FBI, open up! Oh, real quick, a short word from our sponsors. Me. Table 500, Master Duel. Send me your friend code and one singular timestamped replay of the replay you would like to enter. I'll see you at the weekend when we play this one out. There's also a Challenger Cup happening this weekend, so make sure you join in for that. Sunseed Genius Loci is not once per turn. You're not wrong. Fuck. There are no banned Omni negates in Yu-Gi-Oh! No, seriously, I actually double-checked this in terms of your average quick effect negate card. The ones that all the Yu-Gi boomers complain about, not a single card on the ban list actually falls into that category. Which is obviously very surprising because the closest thing really is like oppression. Gemini monsters are all gay because they have to come out as effect monsters after summoned. That's not what a normal summon is! The World Legacy lore is pretty much just the story of Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
The Mechon. This is an aura or buff that allows, well, them to actually do effective damage against the Mechon. But Monado Buster's more than enough to take them down.
Is this Orcust?
Right, get back your kick, please! Oh yeah, baby! Oh yeah! You see that, eh? Leave it to Ryan. Ah!
The Winged Dragon of Ra is a Bakugan.
Bakugan, Ra!
Zeus can be made with 2 level 12 monsters. Nobody does this and...
Whoa! That's interesting, but I sure don't care.
Ultimate Athlete Perfect Ace stops Nibiru, but only on your opponent's turn. It's like the old hypothetical superpower of you can gain invisibility, but only when no one is looking. Glad Beast fusions are the first Link monsters. Despite existing for the least amount of time, Links have the most cards banned of any of the extra deck summoning mechanics. Oh wow, who could have seen this coming? Generic contact fusion's good? There are more prints post-banning of Pot of Greed than before it was banned, which simply means that we're going to be getting a banned booster set for sure. The Salamangreat endboard is not a Nibiru token. Yeah, that's what every Salamangreat player thinks their deck is until...
Oh no. We have awakened him from his slumber. The most solid of rocks.
Non-searchable cards can still be found.
All around me are familiar faces.
Clothes are just card sleeves for people. This is what I mean. I hate that this is technically not... I'm gonna start fighting people soon. The less words on a card with decent effects, the more likely it is to be broken at some point. Well, realistically, this guy only has 3 words and nobody knows what it does. If I ever make that joke again, I give you permission to grab me by the neck, put the deck box, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, then unsubscribe. Ash Blossom is Konami's admission of failure in designing the game. They power creep so much that they had to print a "don't do this" card. I wouldn't exactly call this a Yu-Gi-Oh! Absurd statement fact, but the existence of hand traps and the proliferation of their competitive viability, well, it's changed the game. Upstart Goblin is a minus 1,000 in card advantage. Good one, Dyer. And you're now making minus $1,000 on this video. Synchro monsters are fusions with privilege. Racist. Despite there not being an official monarch archetype, Dark Armed Dragon should technically be classified as a monarch because of his 2810 stats. Yeah, and who are you going to suggest next? Terror King Salmon? The Pot of Greed face has the most appearances on all cards at 27. I'm not going to fact check that, but what I will say is... okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be much better if cards could have set. Alright, we're wrapping this one up now. What is your, that's actually not wrong, statement? Comment down below. And consider a small contribution via Patreon for the editor's fund, please. In the next one, adios. Don't forget, Table 500, send me your replay now.